My name is Julie Schumer, and I'm Senior Vice President of Healthcare for the Signature B&B Companies, which is an Acrisure agency partner. There are specific exposures that a medical practice faces that's different than a commercial practice. As a specialized broker, not only in property casualty coverages that a medical practice needs, you really have to have in-depth experience and understanding what the carriers in this state, specifically New York, are looking for with quality medical practices, and to customize those programs based off of the individual exposures the practices have. We provide the customization not only for a solo physician practice, but all the way into a hospital facility program. And it takes a combination of expertise in commercial lines as well as healthcare to kind of put the best of both worlds together for our client base. We differentiate ourselves in that we're bringing a full array of products and services to them that I don't believe many of the other competition or competitive agencies have been able to do across the board. Ours is about knowing the client and where their growth is, where their exposures have been with their coverages. We had a great example when we first came on with a long-standing commercial client that had a variety of coverages with the Signature team. Once we evaluated, and we give an annual evaluation of these property casualty coverages on quarterly or annual renewal basis, we were able to see where there were gaps in coverage, exposures that were not addressed in commercial policies that we could restructure and set the client up in a more comprehensive package that not only was better coverage for them, provided broad form coverage, but also saved them about $30,000. My approach to any new market that I come in to evaluate and understand the landscape of that state or that landscape of the territory is, what are the physicians used to? What are the physicians familiar with? Where is their comfort zone? And how can I come in to educate? I'm looking to be able to give them resources and be able to have them understand, even though there might be opportunities out there that they're unaware of, first they have to understand what they are as a risk and then what is available to them as potential partners. I believe that professional liability has always been far more of a consultative position because you're growing with your client. You're getting your client at a particular stage of what it looks like as a risk profile and what their sophistication is as a medical practice and their operations. And you're advising them on so much more than just their coverage. You're looking at what they need from a standpoint on their business plan. How can they operate better? How can you bring other experts to the table that are consultative on HIPAA regulations, on employment practice liability exposures, on directors and officers? Their partners and their shareholders have exposures that are different than their physicians that are employed and practicing within the organization. So there's so many other ramifications other than just the insurance coverage that they operate with on a day-to-day as healthcare professionals. Analyzing a client's needs and trying to come in there without being obtrusive to getting them to do a bunch of work, putting together a bunch of data for you, isn't the way I want to approach a relationship. They have to come in, or we have to come in to a client relationship where they see us as, oh my God, I finally have a real expert, a real consultant who I can give them a sense of what we do, where we are in our operations as not only healthcare providers, but also as a commercial entity that is a medical facility that's got to generate revenue. And there's two distinct differences in that with respect to healthcare, because we're trying to come in and assess them both on a commercial aspect as well as medical professionals or healthcare professionals, with all the regulations that they're faced with all the federal rules, acts, exposures, violations that they need to be aware of so that they don't have real issues with investigations from the government that we have not prevented or we have not precluded or happening in helping that client. So the client looks at us first as what we understand that they are, and then we make our assessments of where we think we can take them. Client that understands the difference in how we will advocate on their interest in the industry and how we appreciate what they are now and where we can take them is the client that I think benefits from our specialized services.